Celtics Today is sponsored by Mint Mobile. The cell phone provider owned by famous actor Ryan Reynolds is our newest sponsor here at Chat Sports, and they offer cell phone plans starting as low as $15 per month. You see that link right there, mintmobile.com/chatsports. That's the deal they're giving you, $15 a month cell phone plan. You got to go to that link to get that deal. With that, we get into today's show. I am Will Scott. Welcome into Celtics Today, and we're going to begin today's show talking about a Kevin Durant trade idea that was pitched by ESPN on their show Jalen and Jacoby. They had a very interesting trade idea that involved Kevin Durant going to Boston. Of course, the Celtics have been a team linked to Kevin Durant throughout this free agency process. Before we get into that trade idea, go down and subscribe. I can promise you, if you subscribe, you will get the best Boston Celtics content on YouTube. We're putting out daily videos about Celtics news and Celtics rumors. Go down, hit that big red subscribe button. So Kevin Durant, weeks after requesting a trade, has not yet been traded, and talks have started to die down a little bit. And when you look at Kevin Durant, when you look at what he can bring to the table, I think that really any contender, if they had the opportunity, would be interested in trading for Kevin Durant. And of course, he requested a trade on June 28th. It was hours before free agency was set to open. He requested a trade from Brooklyn after a disappointing season. Of course, they were swept by the Celtics, may I remind y'all, in the first round. However, trade rumors have recently died down. Brooklyn is in no rush to trade him because KD has years left on his contract. It's not like he's an impending free agent next year. They're in no rush to trade Durant. They want to get the best possible package for KD. And a lot of people believe that the Boston Celtics are the team that can offer the best package. So David Jacoby, who's a co-host with Jalen Rose on Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN, pitched this trade idea on yesterday's show. Celtics received Kevin Durant. Nets received Jaylen Brown, Derrick White, Grant Williams, and 3 first-round picks. Now, I want to ask y'all, who says no to this trade? Is it Boston, type BOS, or is it Brooklyn, type BKN? We're going to bring producer Chugs in here for a second. Who do you think says no to this trade, Chugs?
I think Boston might. I agree. This is a hard one.
Boston says no.
Giving up those 3 assets and
3 first-round picks. You're giving up 2 key bench producers and your superstar in Jaylen Brown, and you're giving up 3 first-round picks.
If you could promise me that Kevin Durant would play to his highest ability and be loyal.
And stay healthy.
And be loyal to the Celtics for the next 3 years, I'm 100% doing that deal. But we've seen it already. End of his time in OKC. End of his time in Golden State,
right.
And now the third season with the Nets, second season with the Nets, he's already ready to get out. So what says we trade away all these young assets, we give away 3 first-round picks, and then what? This guy's going to come in and then demand a trade next year?
Right.
Each time he demands a trade and does this whole song and dance, I feel like his value goes down a little bit, at least for me.
You have to look at, when you're looking at a trade like this, does this improve your chances of winning a championship? And I think a lot of NBA fans would say, yes, it does, because you're getting Kevin Durant. But I honestly don't know. You'd be giving up your young star in Jaylen Brown, a guy that can be on your team for the next 10-plus years.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant is 33 years old. He's aging. Yeah, I still think he has 4 or 5 really good years left in the tank. But I would not do this trade if I was Boston.
It almost reminds me of the deal in inverse, basically, what happened with the Celtics and the Nets whenever the Celtics traded away Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. The Nets were going all in that season. They were going to win the championship, and it kind of ruined them for the next 5 years after that.
Right. Go down, by the way, and comment on this, because the pinned comment on today's video, when ad break comes, go down, let me know what you think. Who says no to this trade? Is it Boston or is it Brooklyn? But like I said, I would not do this trade if I was Boston, because I feel pretty set if I'm Brad Stevens right now. Go and sign Hassan Whiteside. Find a way to trade for Doug McDermott, even though you lost that $17.1 million TPE. You need a wing, you need a backup center, and then you're set. Now let's take a look at the players that were involved in this Jalen Jacoby trade idea. You're talking about Derrick White, someone who's traded from San Antonio last season. That is why the Celtics did not have a first-round pick this year. He was pretty solid off the bench. I'd like to see him shoot a little bit better from three, but overall, pretty decent player in Derrick White. Then you'd be giving up your young and upcoming, seventh man, Grant Williams, 7.8 points per game, 3.6 rebounds per game. He is in talks. I wouldn't say officially in talks, but he has been in rumors, Celtics rumors, about possibly getting extended. So you'd be giving up White, you'd be giving up Williams, and then you'd be giving up Jaylen Brown at 3 first-round picks. Now, here is what Jalen Rose responded to his colleague's trade proposal. Let's talk about inflation. Just a few years ago, Oklahoma City got 4 first-round picks for Paul George. Right now, the Utah Jazz, who just got a few picks for Rudy Gobert, are asking for that for Donovan Mitchell. If the Celtics want Kevin Durant, you're not going to see a first-round pick for a decade. Now, Jaylen Brown, he's incredible. So if you can give him to me and say, hey, if you can give him and say Jason Tatum, then we may be able to make this happen. So basically what Jalen Rose is saying here is that he does not believe that Jacoby's trade idea is enough. He thinks that Tatum needs to be thrown into all of this, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm hesitant about trading Tatum and Brown. That is absolutely ridiculous. No way I'm doing that if I'm the Boston Celtics. What's not ridiculous is this deal we're giving you from Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is, let me tell you, they are the new big thing when it comes to your cell phone provider, because they're going to provide unlimited talk and text, high-speed data, mobile hotspot, and most importantly, plans starting at $15 per month. You're going to have unlimited data for $15 a month. Your mom might ask you to stop calling so much because you're going to be taking advantage of that unlimited data. Unlimited premium wireless, plans starting at $15 per month. I know what you're thinking. You're probably saying, Will, do I have to go into a store? Do I have to change my cell phone number? Do I have to change my cell phone? No, no, and no. You can install Mint Mobile all from the comfort of your home. You can keep your phone number, and you can keep your current cell phone. Very, very easy to set up. Ask anyone that has done it before, myself included. They'll tell you it's very easy. Go down, take advantage of that deal, mintmobile.com/chatsports. That link is in the comments and the description of this video. Getting back to that trade idea, so this is obviously the premier player you're giving up. Jaylen Brown, who I don't even know if he's hit his prime yet. He's just getting better and better. 23.6 points per game, 6.1 rebounds per game. I would not do this trade, period. That being said, the Celtics can offer the best package of any team still linked to Kevin Durant. Here are the KD trade possibilities at this point. The Phoenix Suns I have taken off this list because they re-signed DeAndre Ayton, matching that offer sheet. They can't trade Ayton until January. They're completely out of this. Miami Heat, Toronto Raptors, Warriors, Pelicans, Celtics I've seen all linked to Kevin Durant. If he gets traded to the Warriors, I think we're going to stop watching basketball. But the Raptors are a team that might be somewhat of a dark horse to get KD. The Heat are still in it, although they're also interested in Donovan Mitchell. Now, go down, predict it. Where will Kevin Durant end up? Is it going to be Boston, New Orleans, Toronto? Go down. Let me know what you think. I think he's staying put. I think he's going to stay in Brooklyn. And when you look at it, at the end of the day, I just don't think Brooklyn is going to get what they're looking for in terms of the package that would be put together for Kevin Durant. I don't think Brooklyn's going to be satisfied with what they have, what teams are offering them right now. Now, here's what Brian Windhorst said about the Kevin Durant trade rumors. From what I understand, trade talks involving Kevin Durant have slowed down to a tickle. You can still get some Nets folks on the phone to make an offer, but they are not aggressive in making outgoing calls. The league is about to go on their first significant vacation in 2 years, and people are scattering to Europe. I recommend Paris. It's an amazing city. And the national parks, and Kevin Durant is still a net, and that won't change in the short-term future. Now, it's possible that the price will lower. Let's say weeks from now, training camp is beginning. Kevin Durant does not report. He says, trade me. I'm not going to play for you. Then the Nets might not have much of a choice. That price might lower, and maybe the Celtics can just give other assets, and they can give draft picks instead of having to trade Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. Here is what the starting lineup would look like if you are able to keep Brown and Tatum in a Durant trade. And this would immediately turn into the best starting lineup in the league. The Celtics would be the no-doubt favorites to win the NBA Finals. Now, you see the bench reserves right there at the bottom. There's a reason that Grant Williams and Derrick White are not on there. I'm assuming they would be involved in any trade that sends Durant to Boston. But at the end of the day, the Gobert trade screwed up the market. The Celtics are going to, or I should say the Nets are going to want an absolute boatload for Kevin Durant. Star young players, potentially first-round picks, because this is what the T-Wolves gave up for Rudy Gobert. They got Gobert. The Jazz got 4 first-round picks, really 5 first-round picks, because they got Walker Kessler, also some other players involved, including Patrick Beverley, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt. That just screwed up the entire market, and that's why you're talking about maybe giving up 6 or 7 round picks to get Donovan Mitchell if you're the New York Knicks. Now, there's also a Sports Illustrated trade idea that I came across that I want to run by y'all, kind of similar to Jalen and Jacoby's trade idea. Here's what that looks like. Celtics receive Kevin Durant. Nets receive Jaylen Brown, Derrick White, a second-round pick, and then 2 future first-round picks. So it's not giving up as much as Jacoby proposed in that trade idea we went over. Now, would you do this trade? The 2 first-round picks you'd be giving up are not consecutive. One of them is in 2029 after the Celtics have won their 4th straight NBA championship. Would you do this trade? Type D for deal or type ND for no deal down in the comments section. Go down. Let me know what you think. I just think the Celtics are set, man. If I'm Brad Stevens, after I sign Hassan Whiteside, maybe trade for a wing, I'm kicking back, relaxing. I'm on the Cape Cod. I'm drinking a strawberry daiquiri, and I am enjoying my offseason because the Celtics are set. They do not need Kevin Durant to win a championship. What they need right now is a backup center, and they need a wing. Once those 2 things are done, which I do believe that will be something that Brad Stevens will get done soon, you're set. This current group can win a championship. Look how close you were a few weeks ago to winning the NBA Finals. You're a better team since then. You signed Danilo Gallinari. You traded for Malcolm Brogdon. You do not need Kevin Durant. Speaking of that NBA Finals loss, Grant Williams went on Duncan Robinson's podcast, and his comments from that are going viral. So let's talk about him. Here's what he said. When I look down the line, comparing the teams, or even just what we felt on the court, you should have heard how bad they celebrated after Game 4. They were like screaming because they knew they weren't supposed to win that game. When I've reflected and looked back to those games, I would still say confidently, to this day, they weren't the better team. I would say the more disciplined team. I would say that without a doubt. Now, do you agree with GW? Were the Celtics the better team? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. Did the better team win the NBA Finals? Go down. Let me know what you think. He has a point about Game 4 because the Celtics went up 2-1. I think all of us were feeling very, very good about the chances of winning the NBA Finals. And then in Game 4, the Celtics were in control for about 3 quarters. The fourth quarter, not so much. So he has a point about Game 4 because I think the Warriors knew they should have lost that game. And they won it to tie the series. The Celtics were deflated after that. They did not win another game in the NBA Finals. And then you heard Steph Curry last night at the ESPYs. By the way, I think he was the worst ESPYs host in history. I didn't even watch the ESPYs, but the clips I've seen were just completely cringe. Oh, Boston Celtics daddy. Nobody's laughing, Steph. Thanks for watching Celtics Today. Appreciate you all watching and subscribing to the channel. Go down, hit that big red subscribe button if you want all news and rumors about your Boston Celtics.